After leaving the wild Caribbean coast, we needed a route right across the country to the Pacific. So instead of taking the main tourist highways, we decided to cut through the mountains to a little off the beaten track area called Tayutic near Turrialba. We'd heard it was an absolute hidden gem for birding, and spoiler alert, it absolutely delivered. I'm Libby, and this is the Ocean to Jungle Guide to Tayutic birdwatching. The drive up into the Highlands is absolutely stunning, and the road winds through these massive green valleys and cloud-covered peaks. We eventually pulled into a place we'd booked called Cabanas Colibri. This place cost us about £65 a night and was absolutely brilliant. The cabins were super simple and were actually built by the host himself. You get a hot water ensuite, which is a massive luxury in the mountains, but the best part is the balcony. You've got a hammock and massive windows and are literally eye level with the tree canopy. We had hummingbirds and Oropendolas buzzing right outside our room within minutes of arriving. The host had also built a feeder area, and here we saw green-breasted mangoes, scarlet-rumped tanagers, white-lined tanagers, and yellow-bellied alanias. Jose, the owner, is an absolute legend. He built this fantastic bird feeding area after a tree fell in the front garden. And you can tell him and his wife really love having guests here. They really took care of us, providing us all of our meals at an additional cost, of course. And they were able to cook us fully vegan meals for breakfast, lunch and dinner. We were so impressed.
Was it Birder? What's the thing that you've got most photos of on your camera?
The property is set right on a hillside, and from the top you get a breathtaking panoramic view over the entire valley. And it was up here that they found one of my main targets for this region, the green Thorntail. It's a pretty rare hummingbird for this region, and they are absolutely tiny, but it was so beautiful. The males have these ridiculously long, deeply forked tails. They're still so acrobatic. Back on our balcony, we were treated to a serenade from the Montezuma Oropendola. Their call is mental, and it's hard to believe a bird can even make this noise. It sounds like someone turning on an old analogue radio mixed with a laser gun from a retro sci-fi movie. Honestly, I could listen to them all day. The next morning, Jose offered to take us on a little guided birdwatching tour down to a local river, and thank God he did, because we found a pair of Sunbitterns sitting on a nest. We watched one of them having a wash in the river, and then we actually got to see the changeover. One flew up and they perfectly swapped places on the nest. Sunbitterns are absolutely fascinating. They're actually a total evolutionary oddity, and they are the only living member of the entire taxonomic family. When they're walking around, they do look quite drab and camouflaged, but if a predator gets too close, they open up their wings to reveal these massive, brilliant red and yellow eye spots that look like a setting sun. We weren't treated to a full display, but we did get to see them spreading their wings slightly as they preened themselves in the river. From the Sunbittern nest, we drove out to another spot near Tayutic and walked along a different stretch of river. Joined by another group that were also watching the Sunbittern nest, Jose agreed to take them along with us. The walk was stunning, and we saw even more Sunbitterns walking along the river, although not in nests this time. Although Jose did tell us that at the end of this walk it would be in for a bit of a surprise, so stay tuned for that. However, we did see a fantastic tree, absolutely laden with Oropendola nests. The Oropendola apparently build many of these nests with the idea that hopefully one of them is good enough to attract a mate. It was so good to see the Chestnut-headed Oropendolas this time, with their different beaks to the Montezuma Oropendola, but still the bright yellow tails. They were so common in this region, and when we were driving around we would see loads of them flying between the roads and the trees. It was literally like the crow of this region. We couldn't believe how common they were. We then spotted some collared Aracaris, but they were so high up in the tree, I'm actually really impressed that I managed to get even some footage of them. And we then continued down the trail to where Jose said he had a real surprise for us, as we could clearly see two perfect little sunbitten chicks sat on a nest waiting for mama. We headed back to the lodge for lunch, and of course, why is Cabanas Colibri called Cabanas Colibri? Because it is absolutely teeming with loads of hummingbirds, mostly the white-necked Jacobin, but also the green-breasted mango, obviously the thorntails. They were just everywhere, usually chilling out on the washing lines in the eating area. After lunch, we drove out to another birdwatching spot, Hotel Rivel. The road there was kind of interesting and a little bit spooky for Dave, as it was mostly single track. But when we arrived, we were treated to absolutely stunning views over the valley and some great bird watching. First of all, we spotted a little emerald tanager, which was absolutely stunning, as well as several other birds like flycatchers. But the real reason we came here was to spot the Snowcap. The male is absolutely stunning. He's a deep, rich burgundy red colour, but the craziest part is his bright white patch on top of his head. It literally looks like a glowing white LED light moving through the jungle. It's an absolutely fascinating bird and was totally worth the detour. Tayutic was the perfect off-grid stop to break up our cross-country road trip, and the sheer diversity of birds here was unbelievable. But join me in the next one as we head to San Gerardo de Dota. Bye!